Hey, welcome to Moments Live. Oh man, that must have been really loud. Let me try that again. Hey, welcome to Moments Live. I'm your host and captain, Ayman. This is the Homies podcast where we talk about anything and everything. Try to avoid politics, but in the live streams. The reason why I say that rule is to keep myself from going too far into the politics stuff because it is entertaining, kind of, but then it's also largely pointless because it won't affect your life in any day to day way. But it's a great way to get people riled up and emotional about things that they can't control. Whereas, you probably should be focusing on things in your life. But before we get started with this live stream and the topics I have prepared for this stream, and I know it's earlier than usual, Super Bowl's this weekend, so I don't care to compete with that stream. Like I tried last year, and but last year I didn't have clout. I don't know. I have some plans for the future. We'll see how it goes. It'd be cool to actually dedicate some time to because the live streaming is cool, but it's about growing the audience, and I'm not sure exactly the most efficient. I don't know. Does everything have to be efficient? I don't think so. I think the creative process, as Sia, aka Elijah Seabrook, when he came on the podcast, mentioned, is that the creative process is supposed to be inefficient. It's human, and turns out inefficiency in the short term can mean some pretty big innovation in the long term if you just have a keen eye for upside opportunities. And I know that sounded complicated, but we can talk about it further if you guys have any comments on that. Leave it in the comments if you're watching the replay. I know some of you guys do, but no one leaves any comments, so I don't know who you are or what you care about or what you like or don't like, but whatever. But yeah, streaming. Let's start with music. Some music I've been working on. I haven't worked on music in a couple months, and I want to get back into it. At least as a sort of side project. And this one I actually started a couple months back, but I haven't quite finished it yet. And even now, I added some elements to it, but I haven't finished it. But you'll get a taste of the direction I'm going with this. And yes, it's missing some stuff, but it's okay. It's just that's how the creative process is. So let's start. This one's called Camden. I don't know why. It's just one of the loops. Camden Lock lead guitar is one of the loops I used, and so I chose Camden as the name. So here it is. While I get the TikTok stream set up. That's all I've come up with so far. There's not much to it. I know it needs more. It needs a lot of work. Another one I'm working on, maybe I could give you guys a two for here. I think it's Neon Dreams. No, Northern Hills. I think it's called. Save that one. No, it's Neon Dreams. It's I don't know. My naming convention really needs some work, but yeah, this one. This one also it's closer to being finished, and I think some of you who watched the older live streams know this one. But here's a taste of this one. This one's called Neon Dreams. It's unfinished. It's unfinished. But it's a taste of my. I like mixing funky stuff with some retro stuff with like electronic. I think that's my favorite. That's what I really like doing. And it's in everything I do. And then I always have a pattern. I do like a sort of loop section, a composition in the beginning, then repeat that, except add more layers and complexity, maybe like a drop off point, and then finally repeat it again one last time, except with like some like keys in there, and so that's what you're hearing the end. It's very very formulaic for me, but I like it because it's just like a pattern where it just like cool. It starts rising, and then rises some more, maybe a little dip, and then crescendos at the end. That's all of them. And I don't follow the standard song structure because literally I just go by ear, which is probably terrible, but whatever. It's just how I do it. So it is what it is. I don't know. I just like the songs for myself, and I like walking to them. And I think they're like hype music for like certain situations. Literally, I was going to compose it all. If I was going to put together an album, because I've just been releasing them as singles, but if I was going to put together an album, I was going to call it Soundtrack of Your Life. So it's just like you just listen to each of these things, songs, depending on like what's happening in your life or whatever. And I think it's kind of cool. Yeah, so as far as topics for today, I can give you guys some updates on the wallet. I've been running ads, and I know I don't have good pictures for the ads, and I didn't put that much effort into it. I just wanted to see what the baseline ROAS, return on ad spend, would be. And essentially, and I also raised the price of the wallets for the ads. You still get it for $20 or $19.97 if you buy it directly from the Tamo website, or if you go to the Instagram and use the discount link that's in there, or you use the code. Let me put it in the description. If you go to https://tamo.tv, you can buy the wallets there, the minimalist wallets, if you're into that kind of stuff. I make them, and then use the discount code Ayman. It's my name, and you will get $10 off of the listed price, which I've listed as $29.97. And the interesting thing is, after running ads for like a week on Facebook, I got a sale. The best wallets ever. Really? And I'm always thinking about improvements. People have given me some feedback. So that's the thing I really appreciate. Like the cool thing about making these in real time, I'm taking the Toyota approach, or like the lean manufacturing approach, where it's like, or the software approach, where you actually test out the ideas and you iterate in real time. And so with every wallet, I can make improvements. Oh, hey Jaden. Yeah. Okay. Rusty Nugget. Yeah, no. I even like the feedback you gave. That is also a feedback someone gave, but when I sent it to you, I hadn't received that feedback yet. So I actually incorporated like these are the older designs, and you like what you have. For whatever reason, I don't know why, the manufacturer I buy this from, the black and the blue ones are actually thicker material than the red, green, and I think the gray is somewhere in the middle. And so the red ones are thinner, which is why you had that wrinkling problem. You could iron it and the wrinkles would go away, but you shouldn't have to do that. So I think you make a valid point about different materials for that. But the black and the blue don't have that problem, because it's actually thicker for whatever reason, even though it's all the same brand. So it's like, you can't even trust, like, so fabrics are measured by like GSM, grams per square meter, or denier. It's like a, I don't know if it's proprietary, but it's like a fabric measuring system. And so these are 210 denier, as it's referring to like the weight of the fabric. Thicker would be nice. Oh damn, the only color I picked. Yeah. I mean, I have plenty of these. Like, if you don't mind stuff with like maybe things that weren't fit for sale, but I have so many of these lying out around, man. Like, or if you don't mind one without a logo, like I could send one over. Yeah, but the black one's thicker. So yeah. But it is what it is. I think, I even thought about, which is a crazy idea, like, eventually, if I can prove out this idea, and the market is, there's an idea in startups where it's like, what's your total addressable market? How big is the market for what you're making is? And so, like, I think I can convince a large majority of men to consider this type of wallet. Now, people who like leather and stuff, it's like, all right, cool. But like, if you want something compact and sleek that also has a billfold, you can't get thinner than this. I don't think it's possible, but I'll still try to make something thinner. But eventually I might have to make my own fabrics, or at least find a vendor who can make, because I think these are cool, but with just 1-2% elastane or some sort of stretchy fabric in here would grip the cards a little better. Like right now they're fine and they won't fall out or anything, but I think just to take it a step not up, just elevate it a little more, just putting a little bit of elastic in here so that it stretches a little. And I think it would solve the wrinkling problem too. But I'd have to either find a fabric that's nylon, that has 1-2% elastane and actually weaved so that it has just a little bit of stretch, and then also be able to source it, or I have to make it myself, in which case I'm gonna have to like buy a loom and basically like make my own fabric, which I like the idea of being vertically integrated, but well, we'll see. Why aren't you live on TikTok? You're not getting much interaction on YouTube. I always start with YouTube for the first 20 minutes because I know people watch the replay on YouTube. So it's like a sort of like, YouTube gets a little extra attention because it's the one I'm trying to grow right now. Eventually, I have the phone ready. You can see it here in the shot. And this is what this microphone's for the TikTok crew. But yeah, I don't mind. Here's the thing. I like that it's small. I started live streaming like a year and a half ago, and I remember the first time no one's watching. I could barely talk for 15 minutes, and now it's 15 minutes and barely anything to me. So I think that's the cool thing about like when you start off, it's gonna suck, and you just have to like deal with not having any results for a long time. And I don't think people understand how long you might have to wait. Even with like Instagram, it wasn't until December that it actually grew the following to over 1,000 people, and now it's at 53,000 in like a couple months. It's wild, man. It's wild. But and then you know what? Here's the crazy thing. I've been posting old videos that I posted back in like middle of last year. I get notifications on TikTok when people, for whatever reason, people on TikTok can somehow the platform pushes some of my older videos to people. And so I'll get the notifications that someone liked it or they left a comment on one of these older videos. And so that's a signal to me that people resonated with it. And it reminds me that that video exists. So I'm like, ooh, okay, let me post it on Instagram again. Because it's on Instagram, but I mean, 760 videos or something, people are not going to go and scroll all the way to the bottom. And so literally what I'm doing is like taking old videos, making slight improvements, maybe adjusting the captions or improving the sound, and then reposting on Instagram. Now it gets views, even though it's the same video. And so that's a crazy thing. Like clout changes it all. Having some clout is like, it's like, so you can have quality content that can perform, but sometimes the timing isn't right. You just don't have the following to make it work. And so, or to get the attention. And then when you repost it, now it gets views. So that means the quality was always there. And so you're not going to get recognized for the quality of your work or what you're putting out for way longer than it should take. It's crazy. Exactly. That's how my YouTube was doing. I'm going to have to grind back. I haven't gotten the time to stream consistently or at all. Yeah, man. That's the sucky thing about all this. Like the grind. And that's why they call it a grind, because it does feel like it's just slowly you're losing. It's sticking with it. It's tough. And then when you come out on the other side, you know, you put all this effort. Here's what I think. I think it's hard on purpose. I don't think it needs to be hard. Like, I think they make it hard on purpose. This is just a conspiracy theory of mine, but like maybe someone at these platforms realized by making it difficult, the people that end up sticking with it long enough, who build a following, then have this sunk cost fallacy, meaning they've put all this effort, so they don't want to lose it. And so then they're more careful with the terms of service and all that stuff. And then you realize like, oh, okay, they changed. They're not as raw and real as they once were. They're not authentic anymore. And it's just like, this is how they control us. And I refuse to let that happen. So if all this goes tomorrow, it is what it is. Those are dope pop-ups. StreamYard. It's StreamYard. So that's what I use. It's funny. I just, last week, or actually earlier this week, I recorded a podcast episode with a friend of mine who has a clothing brand. Use StreamYard to record it, and they do local downloads too. So I actually got like high quality video from his browser and my browser. And I literally just finished editing the first draft of the podcast. And so like I have a full screen of him, full screen of me, and then our combined videos all in one thing. And so like it feels like a multi-cam podcast, and it is essentially, but it's remote. And so I'm doing this whole like editing, and it could be cool. It could be cool, man. Do you have a strategy to posting on Instagram, editing, numbers, retention? I think I do have like a window that I try to post by, which I haven't been that strict about, and they still get views. So here's the thing with Instagram. I think if you can post content that people will share, that is the ultimate way to go viral, at least as far as my experience has been. People, when the content is compelling enough that people share it, that's how you just grow radically. And that's what happened to me with my microwave video. People were sharing it because it was a cool tip I gave about microwaves, but also like as a caution to other people, like they were afraid of the radiation, the word radiation I used in the microwave video, which it was not the intent. I didn't do it to like scare people, but I didn't realize people were sensitive to the word. And so people shared that. And then the Black People Who Sound White video, people were sharing it. That was comedy. And so if you can make comedy content, this is why comedy does so well on Instagram. If you have a sense of humor and you can make funny videos, or you have funny ideas that you can make into a video, and it's relatable, because comedy, honestly, it wouldn't be funny if it weren't relatable. People will share it. People will share it. And the stories is how you win. Stories. So it's like, it's not even about like posting times or hacking the algorithms or hashtags or anything like that. It's about making something people want to share. And so like I see it in my notifications, like right now, if I go to my Instagram, let's see, yeah, I have one story mentioned. I always like all the mentions of mine, but I posted a video this morning, an older video where I talk about what it's like to actually be poor, because I got a taste of it for just a week and a half, and I explain it. It's already at 5,000 views in 4 hours. Like, yeah, this one's easily gonna go over 20,000 or whatever. So goofy shit that's relatable and funny. I don't know if it has to be goofy. I mean, like, I wouldn't say my Black People Who Sound White video was goofy. It was just true, but it was also funny because of the way I framed it. Because every person who was called white or an Oreo growing up knows what it was like to be called that. And so I took a different approach on it. It's just like, of course, yeah, it's cool to be Black people who sound white. Yeah, it's all these benefits for sounding white when growing up. So it's like, it can be goofy if you want to, but I don't know. If you don't have the motivation to be goofy, then I wouldn't say go do it unless you actually want to. But funny, you can be clever and funny, and I think funny can be clever. Oreo, yeah. I got called that by my own brothers, dude. Like, it's funny. We even have like an extra. Here's the thing: when I first started posting on Instagram, it was just audio clips of the podcast. This is a podcast page. It started as audio only. It wasn't until literally a couple weeks ago I started posting video podcasts, which is separate from the After Moment stuff. But yeah, it's so it was audio clips, and we actually, yo, dude, if you go back, I might have to start posting all of my old audio content, because the conversations I had with my siblings were hilarious, man. Even like there was one clip where we talk about Black people who sound white. Yeah, it's like white voice. We were talking about our white voice, and I was like joking around, like, what is your? I was asking my brother, like, what does your white voice sound like? He was like, no, I don't feel like saying it. I was like, and then I imitate him, like when he's working in sales, because that's what he does. And it's like, hello, sir, how can I help you with your phone today? All this stuff. And then and he's like, oh, no, that sounded awful. Excuse this. This is Apple. I don't know why they do that. Whenever you do like a thumbs up, it does like it freezes the screen too. My bad. You guys can probably still hear me, but anytime I do something like that, it messes up the screen. And then my younger brother's like, you know what? That didn't sound that bad. Yo, the audio clips are hilarious, so I might have to repost that over some video. How you doing, guy? Been watching you for a while. Finally caught a stream. Oh, hey, man. I'm good, dude. Yeah, I normally do these streams much later, usually like 8, 9 p.m. on Sundays. But, you know, today's a Super Bowl, so I didn't feel like competing with that stream. So I'm streaming on Twitch and YouTube. So YouTube on YouTube. And then I usually add the TikTok people. You see the phone here, like 20 minutes in. I might add a minute, but yeah, dude. The Instagram thing, I would say if you can make comedy, it can go viral, because if it's funny and relatable, funny tends to be relatable, so people will share it. And Instagram stories, especially, obviously you have to make sure the quality of your videos right, so it has to be pretty high. You can do this with an iPhone. You just need good lighting. So just go to near a window or something. Sunlight is honestly the best. You do have to worry about cloud coverage, and then that kind of ruins your white balance. So make sure it stays fixed. But yeah, and so comedy is a really good one. But relatability is the biggest thing. If you can make something that's relatable, you can get views. Or talk about money, relationships, or health. Those are the big three. I try not to just stick with those. A lot of my videos relate to that, but sometimes, but I don't know. I just think it's lazy content when people just focus on one thing. Thoughts on the Apple Vision Pro? Looks great, but definitely not better than the Quest 3. I like that they're trying. I like that they're trying. it is pricey for sure. I just had a conversation. Literally, I'm just gonna finish editing the podcast with someone who is more familiar with tech. He actually is working on a company, everything the brand. He's combining fashion and tech, and the tech he's chosen to focus the company on is augmented reality. So he knows a lot about this stuff, and we actually talked about it for a little bit. And I think he made a very valid point about how the Apple Vision Pro, right? It's called the Vision Pro. Just to be clear, yeah, it's called the Vision Pro. He says Apple always comes out with the Pro version first, and then they come out with the Air. And so he's curious to see what the Air looks like, and I think that's a really good point. The Pro is always going to be like fully featured, packed. It's going to be the most premium, and on a headset, it can be kind of heavy if you have all these nice features on there and components. But the Air version might be really nice. So, and this is cool that they're stepping into the space, so they're going to be making the ecosystem that's required for it. So, VR is cool. Like, I have a Quest 2, or yeah, I have a Quest 2. I just don't use it because I'm like, I don't know, I'm just not, it's not quite there for me yet. I don't know about the Quest 3. I haven't used the Quest 3, so I don't know if it's actually better. But the Vision Pro looks, I don't know. I don't like the external battery pack, but whatever. What's your goal for the channel? Build an audience. Honestly, it's been transitioning, Elijah. Like, originally this started off as a siblings podcast, and now I'm the only sibling left. I was the only one pushing it forward. I figured this could be something bigger, and you never know what it can turn into. You know, so I guess some people have ideas about like, oh, this is what I'm trying to do, and whatever. It's like, what do they say? You make plans and then God laughs or something like that. So for me, it's just like, I know how useful having an audience is, not just for me, but even for you guys. And so the idea is like, it'll be useful one day. I don't know how, I don't know in what way, but I think it would be cool. And maybe I could eat off of it, but it would be cool if I could just help put people on. And I think that's what I'm sort of that's the direction I'm going in right now, where I bring interesting people who are doing interesting stuff. They're not people you know. They're people who honestly could use some attention, who just don't have it. And it's unlike all the other podcasts where you see all these like famous people who already have clout just talk about things that they've talked about on every other podcast. No, like last week was a rapper who managed to get 1 million streams on Spotify, and he did it the slow grinding way, and we talked about that strategy. It's good game for anyone who's trying to build an audience. This week is a fashion guy, which I'm editing. So it's like, and then I kind of want to get this guy who is a monster truck driver, a black monster truck driver. I think it's pretty cool. Not necessarily it has to be black or anything, but I just like when people do interesting stuff with their life. And it'd be cool to share that. And then also I want to work on interesting stuff. Like I sell these wallets here. Like if you've watched one of my older videos where I talk about the Clear wallet, I transitioned to Ripstop and like teach people how to like figure out how to monetize this stuff, or even help put people on, and then maybe even give people, this is a crazy idea, start these small businesses and then give you guys a piece of it. You know, like Mr. Beast, except you own a business. I think that would be pretty cool. Or like start it as an S Corp and give you guys a share, because you can do up to 100 shares. I can't ask you guys to invest because you have to be accredited investors. So instead I would just do Mr. Beast style and be like, let me show you how you can actually legitimately make some money. And I'm figuring it out in real time, and then maybe I can show you guys too. But then beyond that, just push the culture. You know, we're surrounded by lies and cheaters and all that, and I hate it. Just try not to do anything with your hands or your stream will crap itself. Yeah, basically. The Vision Pro is definitely a starter for that company, and there's definitely experimenting. Maybe a buy for rich people who will show us what's coming next. There's always cheaper things. Will get better. Yeah, they will get better. Definitely a prototype kind of thing. The battery pack is a turn off for sure, dude. It's, yeah. For the people kind of thing. Yeah. The battery pack is kind of a turn off, yeah. But I mean, it's a V1. It's just, V1s always suck. But even then, like Apple is careful about their version 1 actually being decent enough. And so like they care. Like all the people who've ever tried it so far is just like, yo, this is crazy. Is it something you'll use daily? Probably not. Is it cumbersome? Sure. But I mean, man, a VR headset. If I could get my Quest 2 to work with like a racing game, bro, I could be hours just like doing time trials on like a Formula One track or something. Dude, it's crazy. All right, I've been on here 30 minutes. Dang, it's so easy to have conversations when people are on. Here's another thing. Like when you first start doing anything, even live streaming or posting videos or whatever, you're not going to get any reach. You're not going to get any comments. You're not going to get any views. You're not going to get any engagement. And so that's what makes it even harder, because it's like you're going to put all this effort to put something out and then no one's there. And so it's just like, what do I do? And so it's just like, it'd be cool to help. Here's the thing. I know the value or how hard it is to even start building an audience, because I had to do it with this. And it was a lot of just nothingness, empty, speaking into the void, posting content with no return. That's what I ended up experiencing. And I'm like, you know what? This is hard. What if I can shortcut the process for everyone after me? And I think this platform could be a way to do it. I don't care to directly make money from this. Indirectly would be cool, selling useful stuff that I use myself. This is my personal wallet. I put these metal corners on here, prototype, but it'd be cool to like actually build useful things, and then that's how I sell. And then this is just the marketing point. This content is just like, hey, I built this useful stuff here. I can give away most of it and just sell some of it, and that funds the podcast in my life. And then it'd be cool to help bring people on to work on bigger projects. And people say be the change you want to see in the world. That's what I'm trying to do. Like, I want to change the world. And so you got to do it. And I think part of it is like winning hearts and minds. So PlayStation VR is the best for racing games. Yeah. If you stay consistent, you'll definitely make a breakthrough. Yeah. It's just it's easy to underestimate how long you have to be consistent for. Instagram, I was doing it for like literally 2.5 years before I finally broke through. 2.5 years. So it's like, yeah, consistency is key, and I know people say that, but it's a whole different thing to actually live it. To live it, and when everyone and that's the thing, you're gonna be surrounded by people who are like, come on, what are you doing? Like, here's the thing, like the people closest to you, you'll see those looks of contempt people give you. They won't say it if they're polite, but you see it. It's just like, they're like, oh yeah, you're working on your little thing, huh? Oh yeah, how's that thing going? It's just like, still grinding, man. I don't know, and yeah. I've been trying to be consistent on TikTok. Here's the thing with TikTok. TikTok's more forgiving because you don't have to have something that's super high quality or edited that well. So even consider just like just using the camera and just using the app and recording content. That's literally how I make content on. I actually edit and use the nice camera for and write a script for does not do that well on TikTok. It just doesn't. It does well on Instagram. And so that's the weird thing about it. But the things that I can get millions of views on TikTok, which is like 1 in 20 videos or something, are usually just me stitching some stitches. Dudes, do stitches if you want to get some. If you have a hot take or a comedic take on something, use on something that already exists. Try that. That works really well. Stupid memes every other day. It's fun. Yeah. All right, let me add the people on TikTok. Wow, this is a good conversation. Thanks for coming on, guys. I just wanted to do this before the Super Bowl, and then I don't know if I'll continue while the game is playing, but I'm not a football fan like that, so I don't know if I'll be watching. But yeah, let me go live here, and I'm gonna try to get better at like not ignoring you guys, because it'd be cool if eventually I can get all the comments from here on there, and then I could just respond to all you guys at the same time. And I know a lot of big streamers, they only reply to people who leave super chats. That's kind of messed up. That's kind of messed up. It's like, yeah. Please don't put any super chats. If you thought about it, don't do it. YouTube takes 30%. If you want, just save up. Use a coupon code if you care to have a minimalist wallet, or if there's any product ideas. I also have some experience in software, so I have some apps that I've built for myself, like how to download YouTube videos. I have an app that does it for me. I also have an app that splits your songs, and songs into its four stems, four components: drums, vocals, melody, and then others. And then if you're into music or even video editing, it's very useful for that. But it'd be cool to eventually like build all this software stuff for people. That'd be really cool. I kind of want to, yeah, whatever. I don't have to talk about it now. The tech stuff is kind of like nerdy stuff. But yeah, hey everyone, welcome TikTok. Welcome everyone. How's everyone doing today? Welcome to Table Moments Live. I'm your host and captain. And I know people think it's weird to say the captain word, but I am the captain now. You know what's funny? Actually, when I sell these wallets, like Jaden, you got this when I sent it to you, but like I actually signed the bottom of the card, and I put captain of Table Moments at the bottom. If you guys can see it right there, captain of Table Moments. I think it's hilarious. Like I can do fun stuff like that because I make it myself. Corporations are all and then Jaden, you know the extra thing that I throw in the like the way you received it is the way everyone else receives it too. They get that extra little gift in there when yeah, you don't have to spoil it for anyone. But hey everyone, I don't even know who's playing in the Super Bowl. I think SF maybe, but yeah, whatever. Who cares? Football's boring, right? It's like who cares about Travis Kelce and what's her name? What's her name? Anybody know her name? I know Travis. That's the meme, right, guys? Just whatever. I don't. Hannah Montana. What's her name? Cher. Is it Cher? Taylor Swift. Who's Taylor Sweet? Yeah, who's Taylor Swift? It's like nobody knows who Taylor Swift is. Man, white women hate when you say that. Taylor Continental Shift. Yo, that's funny. Oh man, how's everyone doing today? God, that's funny. Yeah. Here's the thing. The music industry always ruins people, country singers, right? She started off as like this Nashville sweetheart, and then she became whatever she is now. They corrupt everyone, guys. Be very careful about the music industry. Be very careful. It's crazy. I don't really mess with it at all. That should be a sign, right? Every time they just take people and they spit them out as these like perverted versions of their former selves. It's just like, what? This is the music industry? Nah, I don't mess with it at all. And Travis Kelce, is he Mr. Pfizer? Mr. Pfizer. You know, Aaron Rodgers is like, I don't even like football, but if I had to choose a favorite football player, definitely Aaron Rodgers, just for his one-liners for sure. Joe Sucker, hey Unc, what's up, man? How's it going? How's everyone doing? You cooking tonight, Unc? As always, it's weird that people call me Unc now. I'm not that old. Is it the beard? I'm 34. I'm 34. Who am I rooting for? I don't care one way or the other. Yeah. Niners gang? Okay. What are you going to make, Unc, once you go bald, your Unc? What? I was bald when I was 24. Like, no. Like, I was an Unc when I was 24. Is that World War II? Oh, that's funny, dude. You officially an Unc once you hit 25, bro. What? Well, I don't know. I mean, it's just genetics. Here's the funny thing. Even when I had a head full of hair, like, I always shaved it. Like, that's why it's always funny when people, like, try to make fun of me. I know you're not doing it, but people on live, they always, like, oh, chrome dome, whatever. It's just like, I always shaved my head. Not even close. 49ers all the way. Show me a picture of you with your hair. No way. I don't know if I have a picture. Who's playing? Super Bowl. Kansas City Chiefs. Kansas City. Where's Kansas City? Is that in Kansas? Is that the city that's right next to St. Louis? Or is it the city that's like on the border of two states? Let's see. No, that's not it. No, it is. Yeah, it's both. It's technically Kansas. It's both in Kansas and Missouri. I don't know. I do know someone who is from St. Louis, Missouri, so I wonder if they feel some type of way about it. Who has pictures of themselves these days? Yeah, I don't know. Kansas City best player is Hughie Rection. Ah, that's funny. I said it slowly so it doesn't come off. That's funny, dude. You got me on that one. Gee, yeah, that's funny. But yeah, I don't know. Football's kind of boring, honestly. Even like for whatever reason, I don't know why the Super Bowl they really drag it out, and people are excited about the halftime show. The halftime show is never that good. It's not even close to being as good as a concert. So I don't get it. Yo, hi, how's it going, man? I'm just gonna call you UQR. I'm just gonna call you Cat because you have a picture of a cat as your profile picture. Bro, trying to compete with the Super Bowl? No, that's why I'm going on earlier, so I don't have to compete with the Super Bowl. What time does the Super Bowl go on? I think it's at 5:30 my time. 5:30, but you know they're not gonna actually. The game doesn't actually start till 6, right? Or 6:30 or 7, something like that. Like this is the thing. Here's the thing I appreciate about Formula One as a sport. The starting time is the starting time, unless there are weather delays. The cars run at that time. Literally, once the clock hits like 3 o'clock local time or whatever, the cars go do the formation lap and then they race. There is no wasted time. Okay, but for whatever reason, oh yeah, the game starts at 5:30 and they're not going to actually start playing until like 7 because they got to do all this pregame, coin flip, huddle. I don't know. It's just stupid. So much time wasted. Uh, you're a little sassy today, LMAO. I don't know. I did have a Diet Coke earlier. Max Verstappen. Oh yeah, you're a Verstappen fan. Formula One. Oh hell no. Wait, be right back. No worries, bro. Yeah, I mean, there's been a lot of drama in Formula One, at least recently, because of Lewis Hamilton possibly, or definitely, I think going to Ferrari next year. It's funny, people are freaking out about news a year from now. There's a lot of drama that goes on, a lot of like drama, Kardashian type BS that happens in the game, in the sport. Tell me you like figure skating without telling me you like figure skate. I like skating, bro. Not figure skating. I only I own hockey skates. Figure skates, they have that little the toe with the teeth in it. No, hockey skates are better. Hockey skates are better. He's moving to Ferrari. Yeah, I know. FUCK Hamilton. What's the Super Bowl? Good question. I don't even know. Hamilton. You know everything. You have deep understanding about everything. How is this possible? I don't know what you mean, Gen Zeb, but I'll take the compliment, I guess. But I like Formula One because of the racecraft. The engineering is interesting, but I don't like how the cars are Fabergé eggs. All it takes is one little bump, one little push by an opponent, and boom, your wing falls off. And it's just like, yo, this is why I think maybe next season, for this upcoming season, I'm gonna have to start watching IndyCar because the cars are actually tougher, and it's literally a stock car. Or you have options. You have two engine suppliers, and you have one body supplier who supplies the chassis for these cars, and then you can make adjustments and modifications as you need per race. But those cars, you can bump around, you can push, and I don't think they have power steering either. So it actually requires racecraft and racing effort by the driver to actually keep those cars on track, and it is exhausting because it's all just manual. So that's cool. That's cool. I might have to. It's just, man, if I could be the social media guy for IndyCar, bro, I could blow it up in America. Totally. IndyCar makes way more sense for the American audience because they're tough cars and it is the most egalitarian. It really comes down to the driver because engineering isn't really part of the sport because there's only two engines you can choose from in one car. And so it really is as fair as it can be. It's like it fits with the American spirit of meritocracy. and grit and toughness, which what the cars represent, because they can bump around, they can push around and still be able to go. And so it's like, it makes way more sense for the American audience, but they just suck at social media. They suck at marketing. It blows my mind. Was it a compliment though? Yeah, it was a compliment. He's just the smartest. Okay. I don't take compliments well. That's the goal. Where's my wallet at? Yeah, did you DM me or did I DM you? I don't remember if I DM'd you or not, but I got wallets here, so DM me, dude. Kappa. I wrote down your name here. I forgot to reach out to you, but just DM me. This is why I ask people to DM me so I don't forget. But I have one here for you if you want it. It rained a lot today where I live. Do you want to tell which time zone you're in? Negative. They had a Chevy. Okay. Some girl told her friends that today is a good day to cheat with a soft dude. All men will be. What? I don't quite follow that one, Jose. Hey, Kirk. How's it going? How's it going? How's school going? Haven't seen you in a week. How's the wallet business been? I started running ads. My return on ad spend is pretty awful. I was doing just $5 a day. It's probably not even enough to actually build build some test for it. And I haven't updated the pictures, which I literally just made some wallets to take better pictures of. But it cost literally $29 to get a customer who then paid $29 for the wallet. So literally I made no money on that one. But if this is with a crappy ad and without putting effort into the copy, with the website as it is, with pictures that aren't that good, then it kind of gives me some hope that if I improve all those things, I can improve the ROAS here. But hey, it's a sign. I don't know, Middle East. Okay. The comments are brain rot on TikTok. Sell them on Etsy. Yeah, maybe Etsy. Here's the thing. It's like you still have to market it though. As far as I understand, Etsy is just a selling platform. So it might be easier because it legitimizes your store, but it's like you still have to market it. So if I can get Facebook ads to work, then it's sustainable. And then everything else I can sell outside of Facebook or outside of ads is just gravy. It's just gravy because the cost the customer acquisition cost like going to be the biggest thing for me. The wallets don't cost that much to source. They don't cost that much to make actually. And I figured out how to make them quickly. And there's a lot of stuff I can actually outsource, like the packaging and stuff. I'm even thinking like, did you know there's a way to track postage? So you guys get it as letters. You get them in the mail as these like, let me see, do I have one here? Do you have one? You get them as this, right? You get them in an envelope with a stamp on the side. And the cool thing is that's what it costs to ship, 66 cents. Unless I add an extra thing in there and then I have to add like a 24 cents like additional ounce thing. But there's a way to actually have some tracking information included on that, which I got to experiment with because I think it would be really cool to actually add some tracking feature to it. Ever think of promoting it on TikTok where you have an option of paying for ads or not? Yeah. So I've made a couple of videos. So I actually have it as a listed product on this page. I just haven't gotten around to making the creative yet, the actual creative video, where the one I made for the Clear wallet that I used to sell, that had 800,000 views, but it only converted to 5 sales. And I think I understand why. The price point was just too high for people. But selling on TikTok does not make sense unless you're selling something at a certain price point. So yeah, I'm definitely like, I have all these plans. I just have to get around to doing it. And I'm working on like getting podcast episodes out. So it's just like, I'm working on too many things. But yeah, I already even wrote a script for it too. I just have to go and shoot it. And that's why I made wallets this week to get some video and everything. So it's just going to be a lot of experimentation, I think, is what it's going to come down to. I don't know what's going to work in the end, but I think the idea is solid enough, at least, to make it a sustainable thing. So it's nice having options. It's just a matter of like getting any of the options to work, and then getting into like sending them over to creators out here too who are interested in, because I can give them a healthy commission too. Like a good commission on TikTok is 20%, but I think I can give 30 to 40% commissions and still do really well on this, especially at the price point that I'm setting at, $25 on TikTok. I will, man. I will, Kappa. It would be cool to give like some pretty decent commissions off of this to people. And then it's just a matter of fulfillment, and I can do fulfillment. Here's the thing. I have to raise the price on TikTok because they require a tracking number, which sucks because I don't think something like this needs a tracking number. But hey, but that means I end up having to spend $3.50 for shipping instead of 66 cents. And so it's like, if you're into e-commerce products and stuff like that, just it's like all these little issues with each platform. I like the idea of Shopify, the site I'm using right now, because it means I'm independent. Yeah, I use Shopify as a platform, but I just pay their monthly fee, which is I think $39, and then payment processing fees, and that's it. And then tax, obviously. And then the cool thing is I get your emails. So if I ever come up with a new idea or want to push some other product that I think might be useful for you guys, I can directly contact you guys without having to go through a platform, which is cool. And that's also another idea I've been percolating in my mind for a while, like how to build some sort of insurance for platforms. Your newest Insta reel hit hard, bro. Well said. Is it the one about being poor? What it feels like to be poor? Because that's actually an old video. I posted that back in July of last year. Yeah. And that's the funny thing. It's like when you don't have clout, man, even when you're making things that are good, people won't see it until you have significant clout. This sucks, man. This is why even everything, when you're at the beginning, when you don't have much, literally in any space, everything is just works against you. So like with the poor stuff, yeah, I got a chance to taste that for a week and a half when I didn't have access. I had money, but I didn't have access to it. And I didn't have a vehicle because I had just wrecked it. And I can tell you guys the whole story if you guys want to hear it, but it was a pretty low point in my life. Looking back, it's not something I should have even worried about, but you know, when you're 23, starting life, living on your own, and then everything starts going wrong, and then you're away from home too. I literally moved across the country. Dude, it was a crushing time because anything that could go wrong went wrong. And so it's just like, I felt what it was like to not have money and to not have a vehicle and to have to carry everything and to have to make it to work on time. And this was like the coldest winter. So this was upstate New York in January. Is the coldest winter they've had in like 10 years. And I didn't have a car. And so literally I took the bus to the closest bus stop to my job. I had just accepted this job as an engineer, right? Making a pretty good salary, but I didn't have access to the money that they were paying me because my card got disabled because I didn't call my bank and tell them I had just moved to New York. So literally had no access to it. So I had to get a cash advance on a credit card. I had wrecked my car in a snowstorm because I'm a Cali kid. I'd never driven in a snowstorm before. I had to wreck it. A tow truck company takes it. It's in their lot. And all the money I could, and I had a $500 limit on my card because it was from college. And so I literally took most of that, a cash advance on my credit card, just to pay off the car so I can get it sent to a repair shop. And while that's there, literally my bank account as low as it could be off of borrowed money from my parents. But then I didn't have access to it because my debit card had been canceled. And so then I was like, how the hell do I get to work? I had just started this job. It was crazy. And then it was the coldest winter it had been. I didn't have clothes prepared for winter like that. My boots were just fashion boots. They weren't made for the snow and the salt. And so literally I would walk into work with my socks soaked. So I would just keep extra pair of socks in my backpack. And then I remember this one morning, the closest the bus stop was it would normally be like a 20-minute walk, but because of the snow, it was closer to a 30-minute walk. But so I had to take the early bus like at 6:15 a.m. No, at like 5:45 a.m. just so the bus can drop me off at the closest bus stop by 6. And then I'd walk 30 minutes in freezing temperature, literally -4 degree Fahrenheit weather. I literally put 6 layers. So I had like 2 shirts on, a sweater, a jacket, a coat, and then another coat. All the stuff I had owned. Like, if you guys remember Cool Runnings, when that scene where they put all that stuff on them, yeah, that was basically me. And I walk into work like that. And then I put a scarf around my face, and the condensation from my breath walking for 30 minutes in -4 degree weather was actually freezing on my eyelashes, guys. I literally walked in with like frozen droplets on my eyelashes. It was crazy, but that's what I had to deal with. I had to deal with it because I was like, I'm not gonna. I had just started this job a couple weeks ago, and I was not gonna be like, "Yo, boss, you know, I can't make it work because I don't have a car," and so I just had to deal with it. What car was it? It was a '05 Dodge Neon. It was a humble car. It was my first car ever that I had ever bought, and I bought it there in New York, and I had just bought it too. That's the crazy thing. And then I wreck it in a snowstorm. I hit a car, which hit another car, and so my insurance increased dramatically. Actually, no, because I had paid a year in advance, and so like it wasn't until the next year I had to pay the increase in insurance. But and the funny thing is, like when after an accident, when you talk to all the people who were involved in the accident, you're like, "Oh, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay?" Everyone's like, "Yeah, we're good, we're good, we're good," right? And then a couple of days later, my insurance company calls me and it's like, "Oh yeah, you know that guy in the truck who wasn't even driving? Yeah, he says he has neck pain, so we gave him $1,000 to basically buy him off." I was like, "Yo, people are savage out here, bro. Don't trust people when it comes to like their ability to get. If they can get free money out of you, they likely will." I was just like, "Yo, that was rough." And this is the microphone that you're hearing. I dropped out, haven't gotten my GED. I can still get a good job in cybersecurity without that. Okay. Yeah. Dude, savage, man. Brother was struggling. Dude, I had just started working as an engineer, bro. Everything was going wrong. Everything. Dude, my first day of work, because it was a job across the country. Literally moving from California to New York. I didn't know anybody in New York. And so they set up an arrangement. Like if you get a nice corporate job and they really want you, they will pay for your relocation. And so what they ended up offering was like they bring you out for a week to do house hunting, then they send you back home, you pack all your things up, and then you fly out, and finally that's how you settle into the new place. But because of the timeline of my situation, it was like near the end of the year, December, and they're like, if you don't come in December, you're gonna have to wait till like the middle of January. And I was like, nah, I really just want to start working. And so I was like, so what they ended up doing was like, we'll just bring you, it'll just be a one-way trip. Just make sure you pack up all your stuff so we can grab it, send it to the delivery people. And it was a one-way trip for me. I literally just flew to New York and then I was there. So the first week was my house hunting, just trying to find a place to live. And then after that, they will set up temporary housing while I wait to move into the final place. But the funny thing is, like, the travel agent or the relocation agent they assigned me was on holiday during December when I was just like, I don't have a place to live, yo. Did you set up my temporary housing? And so the first week they put me up in this long-term hotel, like long stay hotel. It was cool. It was nice. But then literally I was going to start working the following Monday. And so I had to check out because they said they were going to set up temporary housing, but they didn't set it up. And I'm like emailing the lady, like trying to call her. It's like, yo, where am I going to stay? I have nowhere to stay. I'm talking to all these places, but I'm not going to be able to move in for like a couple of weeks, 3 weeks or whatever. But she's not responding. So I was just like, all right, man, I got to go to work. And so literally I check out of the hotel, leave my bag with the reception at the hotel to hold my bags, take a cab to go to work. And here's the thing, where I worked, you weren't allowed to have your cell phone. It was like a secure facility kind of thing. And so literally I literally in the morning, I emailed her before I went to work. I'm like, I'm not going to be able to have my phone. Just tell me where I'm going to live, if I'm going to live anywhere. So essentially the whole day I had no idea if I had a place to stay. Thankfully it all worked out, but it's just crazy how that worked out. It's crazy. Let me see. Brother was struggling. Neck pain. Ever seen Anger Management with Adam Sandler? Buddy pulled the Jack Nicholson. I guess. Now I'm in the adult industry. Okay. Hello, Brokey. Come on, man. Most people say they are okay, then they think about it. Boom, pain. Yeah, I know. No, whatever. It's nice to see you here, Dabo Phoenix. I haven't sent your wallet out, but I did cut out a sort of Phoenix. I hope you like it. You know, now that you mention it, my neck's been hurting a little bit. Nice. I don't know if you're able to say how much you have made from online. Not much, dude. A couple thousand, maybe. It's not a lot. Like, barely anything. LOL. No matter what I say, you'll still call me broke. So let's say more than a penny. Oh, you're talking to him. Yeah, there isn't much money directly from these platforms unless you're like one of these bigger creators or you're really pushing product. You live in New York? No, I live in Texas now. Do you hear a voice when you read silently? I don't know what you mean. I hear my own voice like reading it out loud as if I just ate a whole XL pizza by myself. Any thoughts? Um, any thoughts? No, I hope it was really good. What would you rate it? 1 through 10. I am Sofa King. We taught it. Well, I'm not sure what you mean. I made around 60K off online. Okay. I got 1.2 mil followers and they still pay me pennies. Yeah, dude. Game, I don't know, man. I don't know how these people, even like Spotify streams, if you get 1 million streams, that's $4,000. If you're independent, like if you have a bunch of people taking a cut, it's far less than that because they got to get their cut. Which is a shame because it's just like, I was actually thinking about this. I was walking through an airport a few weeks ago and I saw a reporter for the local news just preparing a story and she was about to go on camera or whatever. And I was looking at her, the cameraman, thinking about her salary. And then I also thought about like, you know, more people have probably seen my face online than they have seen her face on TV. And I was just like, yet for whatever reason, the local news can support her salary, all the staff to make the content, the camera guy, all the equipment, the radio license, all that stuff off of far fewer views than what we get online, guys. And I'm like, there's something wrong with this picture, guys. There's something wrong. Like, no, let me see if I can fix it, guys. Let me see if I can fix it. Not Table Moments getting mad at Capo. Can you hire me? I'll be your elf. I think it'd be cool to like actually hire a few of you, like partner and actually build some equity in a lot of this stuff. Because I have plenty of ideas. It's just I can't work on them all. And it'd be cool, like if you guys are passionate about the ideas as much as I am. It's like, hey, lead it, please. Take some equity too. Like, like it would be cool to like help all of us eat off of this, and then we're all free from like the oppression of these social media platforms. I think that'd be really cool to do one day. But yeah, I could sell out in Sling, Raid Show, Legends, other dumb games, but no one wants to see that. Yeah, who wants to put up money on the Super Bowl? Yeah, who's gonna take that bet? I'm about to bet 100. Okay, that's how the cookie crumbles, brother. Yeah, it is what it is. I get the Chiefs because they got a local dude that grew up in the city where I work. Okay, can you admit that the trilling gets on your nerves a bit? The trolling? No, it doesn't. I don't mind it. I like clever trolling, so just be clever. It does make me feel some type of way if it's lazy. Just don't do lazy, weak stuff. If it's gonna be clever, I'm cool with it. It doesn't get on my nerves. I like the trolls, man. I'm a troll myself, although I haven't been able to be as trolly. Here's the thing: since finding God, essentially, I can't be as savage as there once was. I think I've sort of lost my edge a little bit because of it. But hey, it's the price you pay for listening to the Holy Spirit, you know. I'm very passionate. I'll be free sweatshop worker. No, I would pay you, bro. I'm not like Apple or Nike, okay? I don't exploit human capital. Just give me a project to work on to add my repo. Bro, dude, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to DM you. I got so many ideas. Like, especially if you like the counterculture, sort of like fighting against these platforms type. Dude, here's an idea. This one's a hardware play. But also involves a lot of software. You know how enterprise software, they their servers can actually block. They essentially have ad blocking at scale because you essentially pass your data through their servers, or it's similar to how VPNs work and stuff. But I think it'd be cool, like if you could essentially put a server in every home, something they could plug into their router that all their own traffic goes through, and so it's like a your man in the middle kind of attack. It's a man in the middle. It's the similar idea to a man in the middle attack, except it's your man in the middle. It's your server that your data passes through, and then when you do retrieve packets from whatever sites or whatever, you can filter it. And I've experimented a little bit with Privoxy and MI, and there's some other stuff out there, but I think it'd be really cool. You would have to figure out a way to pass unencrypted traffic or to be able to see unencrypted traffic, because you probably know HTTPS and all the issues in the encryption, that the whole handshake thing that happens. But I think it'd be really cool if like you had your own server that had the right what's the word, certificates. Yeah, so you'd have to go through some sort of certificate authority to like get issued your own certificates so that you don't get that little warning in your browser. And then so like all devices on your home network would essentially have their traffic run through it, and you can literally filter out things that the people in your house you don't want them to see, like ads or maybe other content stuff that you want to censor, essentially. And so you could effectively, with enough of these devices out here, cancel these platforms by like literally, like what if Google Ads did not work in homes at all? And you could essentially do that technology. There's some technological hurdles to overcome as far as like getting certificates and then seeing unencrypted traffic, but I think it'd be a cool project to work on. But that's like a hardware play too, so that's a hard one. I got $1,000 saying Yankees will lose Super Bowl tonight. Oh, and by the way, Kirk, I can share all my ideas with you. If anyone sound interesting, feel free to take them and use it, build it. I'm more of a web guy. JavaScript is as far as deep as I've ever gotten in any of this stuff. Yeah, I've messed around with Google Cloud and stuff, but I don't know. I've been like hesitant to like actually go and learn how to like spin up my own database, droplet stuff, and I'm just like, there's only so much I can do. Not finding God. I'll make your 5,000 a week. You 5,000 a week. Okay. $1,000. Have you ever gotten into stocks? I don't really care for stocks. A lot of it just seems so rigged to me, because you know they're doing it. You know, a lot of these bigger players, one, have way more access to information than you. They have faster access to the information. So they literally, like, there's a really good book on this called Flash Boys and high frequency. It's basically a book about high frequency trading, how these trading platforms, or at least hedge funds, have actually bought faster information than everybody else. And when you can get pricing information faster than anybody else, you can trade against it and essentially have riskless trades. As in, there is no risk when they make a trade, because they know. They saw, because it turns out the stock market isn't just like one thing. It's a collection of smaller markets. So you have a stock market in New York, you have one in Chicago, you have one in like whatever, all these different locations. And it takes time for pricing information to travel from one place to another. And it's all based on like what the last price was. And so if you see that something just increased in price at this one exchange, you can, and especially when it comes to like larger trades. So like when an investment firm decides to make a large purchase share of a company, turns out all the shares aren't in one exchange. They're in multiple exchanges. So they're trying to make the purchase all at the same time. But it turns out if they can see that the purchase went through in one exchange, they can beat you to the other exchange, buy that, and resell it to you at like a few pennies more. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but if you do this billions of times a day, you can see how you're basically printing money. And that's essentially what these high frequency trading firms have done. And Flash Boys is a book that explains how all this happens. And this guy, this Canadian trader from the Royal Bank of Canada, essentially discovered this when he was trying to make investments for the bank. He's like, every time I try to buy 100,000 shares of this company or that company or whatever, I'm able to buy some of them. but then the price increases for the rest of them. And I don't know why. Why is this happening? And apparently it was the secret that was happening. So much so that high frequency trading companies have gotten to the point where they run their own, now they do radio waves. It used to be fiber optic lines where they wanted to get as close to the exchanges as possible, that they were actually bidding for server rack space that was closest to the trunk, the actual information thing. So Kirk, you know this. This is like, it's crazy. I think you'd really enjoy the book and how involved the technology got to just get just a little bit closer to the information, because that does fractions of a millisecond matter in trading. And it is interesting work for sure that they actually figured this out. And then they figured out like what's even faster is microwaves. So they actually built these microwave towers to send the information from one exchange to another, so they can beat fiber lines. And it's a lot easier to build a microwave tower than a fiber line. So essentially what I'm saying is high frequency trading basically means the stock market's rigged, and these people are making money hand over fist. Just the competition is about how fast you can be. And this one guy decided to run this, who discovered this, decided to start his own exchange where he literally slows the transactions down to make it fair for everybody. So yeah, have I gotten into stocks? No, but it feels so rigged to me. Not casting an actual Jamaican to play Bob Marley is dumb as... Oh, really? Okay. Oh yeah, and by the way, Flash Boys is a good book, but there's also The Hummingbird Project. That's a movie based on the competition between a fiber line versus a radio wave, and the two firms that were trying to make it happen. Jesse Eisenberg stars in that movie. It's a good movie, but the book is way better. I farted 5 times a day. Is that normal? Yes. I can probably test it with a server via my Pi. Bet? Okay. I have done unforgivable things in the bathroom. We all have. Get into day trading. I don't care to... Here's the thing. I think about my life and I'm like, do I really want to spend it just looking at stock all day? I'm just like, nah, I'm good. I'd rather just go build stuff and fail a lot. And then the one thing that does work is the thing that I win with. I don't mind doing hard work if it's interesting work. Tesla was doing amazing. As soon as I buy them, they tank in stock. Was it because of the Elon thing? How do you guys feel about the Delaware courts deciding Elon's pay package was obscene? So while I farted 5 times, I was working on a new K8 security framework. Ideas, thoughts? I don't know what that is. Ending it all on Valentine's Day? What do you mean? Face reveal at 200K followers? Okay. Yo, that actually genius. That makes so much sense. Yeah, I know. They're basically printing money. And then you know what's funny? This guy who discovered it from the Royal Bank of Canada, they bring him on MSNBC with one of the exchanges, one of the managers of the exchanges, and basically like is this basically showdown between financial people. And the hosts are like, all right, so would you say the stock market's rigged? And then he's like, he's the guy who discovered this. He was like, he was trying to be polite about his words, right? Because he has literally the guy who runs the exchange right next to him. And the guy at the exchange was getting all emotional about this. He's like, no, just say, is it rigged or not? Is it rigged or not? Come on, man. He's like, you know what? Yeah, it is. It is rigged. And you are part of the problem. And then it's like the showdown of like financial people. It's a great watch on MSNBC. Let me see if I can link it here or share it with you guys. IEX, MSNBC. It was hilarious to watch. Stock market rigged. Ah, man. What's his name? Let me see. Founder of IEX. Brad Katsuyama. Yeah, that guy. Shout out to Canada for that one. I normally am not a fan of Canadians. But sorry, Jaden. Oh no, it was CNBC. My bad. CNBC. Rigged. Yeah, this was hilarious. I just like watching it. And here's the thing. The book was actually written by Michael Lewis. Who you guys know from The Blind Side and all that. Let me put it in the description here on YouTube so you guys can watch it there. And let's see if I can even share it here if you guys want to. I don't know. You guys can look it up. It's Brad, The Great Debate Combating HFT's Image. That's essentially what it is. It's hilarious to watch. Kappa, not the sharpest, are you? It's okay. I'll oil you up. Okay. What's the name of the book? Yeah, it's all about speed. Flash Boys. Flash Boys. Flash Boys by Michael Lewis. If you like financial dramas, it's a good book because I like Michael Lewis's books because the way he writes the stories, and he's able to explain complex ideas in palatable and relatable ways. And so this one, I think you would enjoy it because it's an overview. He doesn't go that deep into the tech, but he goes enough into the tech that you're like, yo, you might actually be interested in this. Flash Boys by Michael Lewis. So good. So good. I might have to reread that book. It's just crazy to read. I'm like, this can't be real, but it's all real. It's all real. I also like his other book, Moneyball. Everyone knows that one. The movie's really good too. Yo, if they make a movie of Flash Boys, man, I think that would be such a great movie. That would be up there with The Big Short, which is also a movie that was based on his book. Man, The Big Short might be my favorite movie. I'll definitely check it out. I enjoy stuff like The Big Short. Yeah, you'll enjoy this book too. I think the movie, The Big Short, is actually rivals the book. But this book, Flash Boys, if I remember correctly, it's been a while. I'm gonna have to go to Half Price Books and get it. It's such a good book. And the thing I love about this is it's a crazy story. It's a crazy story. You're like, no way this can be real. And it turns out it's all real. So yeah, the stock market is kind of rigged. Plus, it's like you have to understand what you're competing against if you're investing in stocks and stuff. There are entire buildings of people who make massive salaries, who spend 10, 12, 14 hours working every day going over the stock, who have access to the latest information, the quickest, using these the Bloomberg terminals, which cost $25 a seat. I think it might be 30,000 at this point, but like that's what you're competing against as a day trader. People who do this full time and get paid handsomely to do it, with buildings full of people who do it. And you're telling me, and of course, you have to figure there's a lot of insider trading going on that just isn't being caught. And then you think you're going to win that game? I don't know. Feels rigged to me, man. Feels rigged to me. Just the circumstances feel rigged. So even if everyone's an honest actor in all of this, how do you compete with that? Yeah, the Bloomberg terminals. They're crazy expensive. How much is this? Bloomberg terminal price. $20,000 to $25,000 per user. Right. Crazy, dude. I do like what's his name? Shkreli. I think Shkreli made an open source version of it, or someone did. I think it'd be cool. I think you might F with Martin Shkreli, Kirk. Ignore the Pharma Bro stuff. I think the work he's doing is actually pretty cool. Simone M. Hey, how's it going? How are you? Name a car for an edit. Hyundai Veloster. That's the car I drive, 6-speed. The Veloster Turbo I drive. I think it'd be cool to lift it, by the way. I think it'd be really, but you know, a car that I like the look of is the Toyota CHR. I know, weird. Toyota CHR. Yeah, subcompact SUV. Because I see what it could become. It looks cool as it is. My girl made a good point. Like the back door, the handle's up top, so there's no way a kid's gonna be able to reach it. But the CHR, I think, looks like the type of car I could put a lift kit on and some fat tires and turn it into an off-road vehicle. I think that'd be really cool. And maybe some like wheel covers or something. A winch maybe just to complete the look. That'd be so cool. You like Honda? Yeah. The Civic's always cool too, but the CHR is fire. Fire. It's I don't know. I like compact cars, but also it'd be cooler if it was like bigger so that I can get in and out of it easier because I'm 6'3", and I do have a Hyundai Veloster, but I really got to get low to the ground to get into it. So I do fit in it somehow, so that's cool. 6 speed would be cool too if they had it. Does the CHR come in a manual? Oh man, that would be so cool. Also, like although you can't beat a Datsun 240Z. Man, so cool. Manual transmission. It's intelligent manual transmission. The base model is available in manual transmission is 4-wheel drive only. Automatic transitions. Ooh, that'd be cool if I could get the. Ooh, that'd be so cool if I could get a manual transmission. Let me see. For the Australian market, the base model is available in manual transmission as a 4-wheel drive only. Automatic transmission models may be 4-wheel drive or all-wheel drive, front-wheel drive. The gearbox for the base model is 6-speed manual transmission or CVT with 7-speed simulated gear. It'd be cool to get the 6-speed, not gonna lie. I would, yo, that's a good family car for sure. I would want to turn it into basically a giant Hot Wheel. I think it'd be so cool. Just trick it out with all this like cool stuff. Maybe get a graffiti artist to put some art on the side. That'd be so cool. That's such, I don't know, the design of it looks, it's appealing to me, man. It just needs to rise higher off the ground and put fatter tires on there. That's all it needs. And I think that's too conservative or too bold of an approach for Toyota themselves, but I would totally do it. And it would be cool to like rebuild it from a salvage vehicle. So like go to Copart and then even like get rid of a lot of the bumpers in the front and the back. I think it'd be cool if like you built like a skid on it underneath it. That'd be so cool. Yeah. And then when I have kids, they'd be like, "Oh, I want to ride with dad because his car's cooler." Of course it's cooler. Of course it's cooler. All right, guys. That's enough about thinking about cars in the future. Let's focus on what's going on now. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it would be cool just pulling up to the park and it's like, "Yo, whose car is that?" It's like, "Yeah, that's my dad's." It's so cool. It's so cool. It doesn't have to, things don't have to, I don't know. As I get older and older, I'm just like, the boring stuff is just so boring. It's like, why would I want a boring Lexus? My girl likes a Lexus. And it's cool. And she used to have one before. And I'm like, I see the appeal. But nah, it's too boring for me. Too boring. I want an interesting car. Have you guys seen the Rally Fighter? This was a car you can build yourself. Essentially, you had to build it yourself because they were a small scale auto manufacturer. And technically, they couldn't directly sell completed cars. So the workaround was you get to build it. It's like a 2-day process. They build a lot of it for you. They build all the parts and then you come in. Or I think it was like a week-long process. You fly in. It's a whole experience. And you build the car. And in fact, their car was actually used in a Transformer movie because it looks badass. It's called a Rally Fighter. Fighter. Yeah, it's basically what I'm talking about. It is like literally meant for what they ended up doing was taking all these existing parts off of other cars that exist on the market. So like the rear tail lights came out of a Honda, front tail lights or whatever. Like they used a LS3 engine, and whatever, and even like the side view mirrors were like came out of some other car. But and then they designed the body, they designed the frame, and the deal was you would come to the factory and build it yourself. Your car that you ordered is like $100,000 car. Unfortunately, it didn't come in manual, but I understand why, because it's literally meant as a rally car. Looks so cool. It's like a coupe, a lifted coupe with fat tires that can go off-roading. That's what I like about it. I like coupes, or I like things that look with like a fastback coupe, but it can go over anything essentially. Girlfriend reveal? No. Lexus makes nice sports cars though. They do. And I understand why my girl's into it. It's cool. It's cool. She had a Lexus RC once. It was a nice car. I wish, I don't know if Lexus should keep the whole like, they have a manual clock in their dash. They always do that. I don't know. Lexus RC. Yeah, she had one of those. Unfortunately, accident, but yeah, it was a cool car. I remember when she bought it too. Like we had just started dating, like a couple months or something, and her dad found the car. It was like a rebuilt Lexus, and and the car was like in Michigan, and we were in New York, and she's like, "Hey, you want to come with me to pick up this car?" I was just like, I barely know you. I barely know you, and you're inviting me to go pick up a car and just do a road trip back to New York. I don't know. She's just that type of girl. It's like, I don't know. And then her dad had to like, you sure this is a good idea? You barely know the guy. I was like, I barely know you. Why would you be inviting me to a road trip? But she's a cool girl. I don't know. And yeah, we ended up picking the car. I ended up going with her. We turned it into a road trip. It was actually a fun road trip. So it was cool. What's off-roading? So like dirt and stuff. Or desert. Literally people drive these cars off without no roads. Literally in nature. I'll definitely get a V700 or R. R? What is that? Cadillac? All right, that's what you're talking about, Kirk? Hennessy Cadillac V700? No, that can't be it. Or are you talking about something else? There's also a Fast Sun TFT color screen. A Volvo. Oh, interesting. What? Yo, you got interesting taste, bro. That is a hearse, man. Yeesh. Yeah, that's a hearse, dude. That's what it looks like. That's an interesting car for sure, bro. Any sports wagon? Okay. They are very practical, not gonna lie. Like the trunk space. Oh man. It's like a van, a shorter van. A squatted van, basically. Okay. A sports wagon. I didn't even know that was a thing. Sports wagon. Okay. Yeah, we all have taste. And you have yours. Okay. Okay. I don't even know where to watch the Super Bowl, by the way. Where to watch the Super Bowl. CBS, YouTube, Fubo. Yeah, whatever. Or a Ford Lightning. Let me see. Ford Lightning SVT. Ooh, okay. Yeah, you like very practical vehicles. As in like, yeah, small truck would be really cool to have in America. It's just for, I think, regulatory reasons, it's not possible. Yo, what's up, Limitless? Or a GMC Cyclone? GMC Cyclone. It starts with the S. What? Yeah, like what about those like tiny trucks? Those tiny trucks that come out of Japan? Those are cool too. What do they call them? Kai trucks? KEI trucks? Let's make a business. I am making a business with these wallets, bro. But what? You have some ideas? I think the cool thing about what Table Moms could do, the Itsu trucks or whatever, yeah, those ones. They're not really safe from front end. Here's the thing. The problem with these cars, I'm not trying to steer you away from them. I just, as someone who rides a motorcycle, or at least it's been over a year, but I have a motorcycle, you have to trust the drivers around you. And that's, I think, the biggest, it depends on where you live, I would say. I don't know if do, I wouldn't ride my motorcycle in Texas just because people around here are crazy. But I was thinking about selling oil for men. Interesting. Like, it could fit. Yeah. Like, all right, go on, man. Oil for men. Explain. So, like, you would have to convince people skincare, which I think is the trend is heading in that direction, if that's what you mean. Like, yeah. Here's the thing I've noticed about selling to men. It's a harder sell unless you're saying this will make you more money or will get you more girls. So I think the oil stuff could actually do that. Um, my uncle's holding a bike for me for once I graduate and go full time. Okay. What kind of bike is it? And you have a cool uncle. I would definitely recommend the MSF course, Motorcycle Safety Foundation, MSF, yeah, course, just as a starting point. But then also put in a lot of practice uh, in low traffic areas, so you can make the mistakes. And then I would also recommend, if you can swing it, go with a lower powered bike first, because the mistakes are more forgiving on something that doesn't have so much power behind it. Like, I remember, and here's the thing: I know every person who ends up who ends up getting their motorcycle license always has this debate. Like, should I start off with a starter bike that's like modest, or should I just upgrade to what I really want, which is like the 600 class or maybe 650, probably 650, but like the 600 super sport class. I think it's a mistake. I think it's a mistake to do that, because like people don't want to spend the money getting the beginner bike and then after like 3 months outgrowing it. But I think it's worth it because the smaller bike means your mistakes aren't as severe, and that's what I ended up doing. That's what I would recommend. But everyone lives their own life. So, oh, it's a Honda track bike. I forgot the name. Oh, okay. Is it? It's not a CBR, just Honda. I had a CBR 300R, a Honda. I actually prefer the Honda design. CBR 600R, 600R. I have a Kawasaki ZX6R, Ninja ZX6R at my parents' place back in California. I bought it off of Copart. It was salvage bike, theft vehicle, and I rebuilt it. So yeah, I like, I like, I like it. I like it. But I eventually, like, I can't. I know I'm not gonna be able to ride it as a husband or a parent, at least not on the road. But the cool thing about this platform is like I can turn it into a tricking bike to do tricks and stuff, stunting, I guess they call it. But whatever. Kanye, is that you? Kinda. Go live every day. I like looking at you. Yeah, it's a 600R. Yeah. If you can get access to a 300 class bike when you first get your license, or if you're willing to learn, get the MS, it is costly, yeah, but I think it's still worth it because I remember you're going to make a bunch of mistakes unless you grew up riding bikes. If you're new to it, you're going to make a bunch of mistakes because the riding is different than a car. You have to think about, like, your front brake is different. Your wheel probably has to be straight most of the time when you use it. And so you're going to make mistakes about, like, turning and using your front brakes at the same time, and locking your wheel. Like, or gravel, dealing with gravel. The first time I ever dealt with gravel, thank God I was on a lower power bike, because when you slip on it, you have to have, like, wrist control and be careful not to pump the throttle when you lose control, which is so easy to do on a motorcycle because literally your right hand. If you slip and the bike slips and you try to grab and move the thing, you might accidentally throttle the bike, and so you're actually adding more power to the thing. And so by limiting your power, or limiting the power of the bike that you're riding, you can actually learn to not make those mistakes. And so you learn a lot of discipline by fixing those mistakes when it's far more forgiving. On a 600 class bike, especially, like, it's easy. Like, second gear, I could get to 60 miles an hour. It's crazy. Like, people don't understand how much A motorcycle, 600 class, uh, four-cylinder motorcycle is faster than like 95% of the cars on the road off the line. And the funny thing is, like, I remember like riding my bike through the streets of Northern California at night just because it's hot in the summer. And I like riding the bike. Every time I get stopped at a stoplight and there was a dude in a car that could be fast, he always like, "You want to go?" It's like, "Yeah, let's go. Let's drag race." I'd beat him most of the time unless I messed up somewhere. I don't think my bike could beat a Tesla though. Teslas are cool. Teslas are cool. Or do you mean the stock? Or am I from? I'm originally from California. I live in Texas now. Am I Christian? Yes. I'm pro. I like paranormal stuff such as Ghostbusters and Sam and Kobe. Okay. I have two Teslas. Oh, two Tesla stock or two Teslas? Help? How can I help you, HF? How can I help you? So, yeah, I mean, bikes are cool. Two Teslas? Okay. Which ones? Which ones? So, yeah, when you do. Or even maybe start, Kirk, if you can enroll in the Motorcycle Safety Foundation course, it's like you do it over a weekend. It's worth doing, at least if before you graduate, it's worth doing so that by the time you get the gifted bike, you're ready to go. So, yeah. But yeah, racing on the streets at night. I did that a little bit. It's been a while since I last rode, so I'll do the prep I need. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Motorcycles, man. They're fun, but the people around you make it dangerous, unfortunately. Yeah, four Teslas. Okay, we all have Teslas, I guess. We all have Teslas. But you didn't explain your oil idea, Kappa. Explain your idea on Kappa. Your oil idea. I was thinking like this wallet thing. I continue to sell these wallets and build the manufacturing up and everything. But it would be cool to like have like companion products. I think it'd be cool to just to sell to men. It's a men's brand. You want a motorcycle? I already have a motorcycle. HF. I have one. I haven't ridden it though in a long time. It's not even with me right now. But it's funny, like where I live, someone has a newer version of the ZX6R, and it kind of makes me miss my bike. No, I was playing around about the oil. LL. I don't know. I mean, like skincare is the margins on that would be insane, because you can always market it as like. I'm sure the competition is really stiff though, but the male market isn't as big as the female market. So if you can create that market, you can be the leader there. Do you want a new blue motorcycle? Why does it have to be blue? Are you saying you're giving it away? Or is it broken and it needs to be fixed? Maybe I could. Like, I like fixing things. I like working with my hands. That's why I enjoy making these wallets. But then I've gotten to a point now that's kind of boring, so I'm trying to make it more interesting. So I'm thinking like maybe I even have to purchase a mini loom to make my own fabric, because this is an interesting pattern. And I actually love doing the research process of manufacturing. So it's pretty cool. Like this is a interesting weave pattern. So yeah. Are you Ethiopian? Close. I'm American first because I was born in America, but my parents are, and I guess by ethnicity I'm Eritrean. But yeah, good eye. I have one of those wallets. Do you? Did you get it from me? Are you one of my customers? I don't recognize the name HF. So. Oh, okay. Yeah, thanks for the purchase, dude. What did you get when you opened it? That's the thing. I can test people now. I can test people if you actually bought it. Like, what was the thing? The little thing inside that I gave you when you bought it. You're a handsome black king. Appreciate it, Charlene. Appreciate it. But yeah, here's a test for you, HF. What's it called? What's what called? I put something in the package with the wallet. What is it? Put it in the chat. We'll see if this guy can get a dub right now. If you actually did buy it. Everyone who bought it got it. So, and everyone, yeah. Oh yeah, that thing. Yeah, you don't know what it is. You didn't buy it. Nice try though. Nice try. Yeah. You think it's a $2 bill, Kappa? You think so? How? What do you mean how? No. It's like people who got it, they know what they got. They know what they got. I'll buy one online. It's a Magnum. Yeah. If you do buy one, go to the Instagram. My Instagram, I have a discount link there. If you are actually interested in buying it, you'll get $10 off of the listed price online. I've been running ads to the website, which is why I increased the price to for anyone who sees the ad, who goes directly to the website. But anyone here, yeah, you guys can get it for $10 off. I sell it for $20 and you get a little something in there. I'm the one with the idea. Yeah, it is your idea for sure. You can have that idea, bro. I don't think I want to send condoms to people. Oh, man. I think we talked about it last week, right? The sizing of condoms. You know, I have to be careful because like TikTok could feel some type of way about it. You know, it's weird. Like, I know there's certain things you can't talk about. And it's like, I only learn about what you can't talk about by just talking about it and then seeing my views drop off. I'm just like, I'm charging it to the game, guys. I'm the one with the idea, yes. Where do you live? I live in Texas. Yeah. Texas is, in the winter, it's actually pretty nice. I don't mind the rain, honestly. I don't even mind the cold weather, which we had a couple of weeks ago, which everyone was freaking out about. Businesses closed early because it was too cold, even though it was like 32 degrees, 30 degrees. I think it got as low as 20 degrees. It was just like, this is a good winter in New York, so I wasn't minding it at all. You live in Georgia? Okay. Yeah. Winter is not that bad in Texas. Summer is brutal. I don't know how people do it. Like, you have to have AC and you can't be outside. It's humid as hell. Like, it's awful. I was thinking like I might have to have like two homes. One in Texas, one in the south, one in the north, right? In the north, maybe like Chicago is really nice in the summer, but it's, I hear, awful in the winter. I don't even want to try it in the winter. And then Texas is decent in the winter, but awful in the summer. So it's like, it might be one of those situations where I just need to have two homes, just like travel from one to the other and then just rent out the one I'm not using for that season. That might be the move. I live in London. Our summer is your winter. Yeah, I've been to London. And the holiday season, I was there for the end of 2019. It's like, it's just gloomy. It's a depressing place, guys. It's awful. But at least it's not, I don't think your winters are that bad though. I got a place in Chicago or Detroit. Yeah. Chicago is nice, man. I really like the whole, like, you got the water feature there, and then the city's there too. I like the walkability of it all, especially around the loop. I've done that walk so many times. It's everyone's mean. Yeah. Yeah. So London was interesting though. It's just funny because you realize they're just like us, except they have these funny accents, like hello. And you know what was interesting? I was dating someone at the time who was considering a school there as a option for graduate school, but they didn't come with me, so I went and inquired for them. And I go to the front office of the school and I'm like, hey, is there anyone I could talk to get a little bit more information on the transfer and how like an American can come to school? And then the security guy at the front desk is like, oh yeah, no problem, brother. And then he calls up someone in the back. He's like, yes, there's a gentleman here looking for information for his partner. I was like, partner? Pause. Pause. Why you gotta say partner? Well, that's how they are, guys. That's how they are. Chicago's not too expensive either, relatively. Yeah, I guess it depends. Yeah, it isn't that. It's definitely not as expensive as New York. Definitely more reasonable, but Texas is pretty affordable though. And I live in Austin. I live in a nicer building, and my rent is modest. It's modest, at least compared to some of the other stuff I've seen. But yeah, they use the partner word, guys. They call everyone a partner. It's like, what? I said my girlfriend. I said my girlfriend. He's like, partner. London, yeah, the UK is weird. Oh, you know what I learned this week? I learned about zombie knives. Guys, you should search on TikTok zombie knives and go and deep dive into this whole thing that's happening in the UK right now. Apparently it happens in Canada too, but apparently they're like dangerous looking knives. Like they look like machetes or like knives essentially like in the event there was ever a zombie apocalypse, that kind of knife you would use. And apparently people in the UK carry these around because obviously nobody has any weapons. And so they're like, oh, now we got to ban these zombie knives. It's funny because I have a long serrated knife too that I used to cut watermelons. And I'm like, yo, this is a zombie knife too. The UK is so weird, man. The UK is so weird. And it's funny because they're having the same kind of conversations that like all the 2A people here in America have about, that they have about these kind of things. This is what in, this is what in, this is what in. Okay. It's a toy. It's a toy. It's a cool toy, but it's a toy. So yeah. That'd be an easy way to get the views up. Just like show this off a little bit. Just like, I gotta be careful. Yeah. And the cool thing is like it actually works. Yeesh. Okay. That was one of the rounds. Let me get it. And you can load it in there too. It all works there. It's very cool. Yeah, wooden. It's wooden. But I like that you can click it in there. Oh man, it's so cool. It took 10 hours to basically build, but it's cool. And let's see. Okay. Should I shoot it? Wait. Oh, the safety's on. My bad. Let's see if it is. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So yeah, it is pretty fire. Pretty fire. Pun intended. Yeah, it would be cool to promote. See, this is a product I would promote. So it's like, I'm realizing maybe my rule about not promoting brands is a little off. It needs revision. Maybe it's just about finding cool products like a wooden puzzle that I think would be really cool display art. Because I was thinking like, they have other things on their shop where they're all puzzles. And so they have like a motorcycle, they have a Mars rover. And it'd be cool to like make all the things that are like aspects of my personality and just like assemble them and then just put them on the wall behind me. Like, you know how YouTubers do. That'd be really cool. And then whenever I invite someone over, or like the podcast studio could have a bunch of these. And it's just like, whenever I invite someone over, they're like, yo, this is so cool. And it's like, yeah, it's cool. Don't show it on live. I got a dip, bro. I'll see you later. See you, man. Yeah. You know how TikTok is. Yeah. TikTok's, yeah. I don't care for TikTok. That's the thing. Like, yeah. You know what? I was thinking about making a video talking about these platforms like they're girls, and like they're side pieces, right? It's like when this this TikTok girl isn't treating you right, you go over to the IG girly over there, and because she will treat you a little better. And if she's not acting right, then you can go to the BBW YouTube over here and try to like mess around with her. She's a little more work, but if you figure it out, she can really make you a nice meal at the end of the day, And so basically writing a script, personifying these platforms as girls who are acting out of line, essentially. Because they are. They are. It's like, yeah, you don't take crap. I hate it. I hate these platforms, man. So rigged, dude. So rigged. You can watch the Super Bowl on Prime Video? That's interesting. Did the game start yet? Or is it about to start, huh? Let's see. Is it? I'm not going to show it. I might just end it if the game has started. Amazon Prime. Let's see. Not going to make you pay for the Super Bowl, are they? Super Bowl, how to watch. Maybe this could be informative for you guys. Hey Joker, how's it going? How's it going? Oh, it started? Okay, yeah, then I think I'm just gonna get off. Maybe I'll come back on later if I care to, but I don't know if I can compete with the attention the Super Bowl's gonna be getting. Included with Paramount. Psh, okay, whatever. Okay. Who's all right? Put it in the chat. Are you watching the Super Bowl? Let me see if I can put a poll here real quick. If there's a quick poll. Are you watching the Super Bowl? Yes or no? What? I want to do. I don't know. Actually, let me end this. This is not obvious. Start new poll. Oh my god, this is so dumb. Quick poll, and let me do a normal poll. Text poll. How do you edit? Would you? This is a crazy question. Do you or would you spank your kids? That's the default question. Nah. Are you watching the Super Bowl? Okay. Let's do start. Oh my god. Now it's under review. No. Okay. Make me modlo, bro. What? I just met you last week. You want me to make you a mod? Here we go. There you go. You should see a poll on screen now for 5 minutes. Are you watching the Super Bowl? Yes or no? If I get enough no's, then maybe I'll continue. You don't got to? I know. Maybe one day for sure. Like right now, I don't need a mod, but eventually I know if this, you know what, when this becomes something I know it can become, then eventually I'm going to need a mod. And thank you for volunteering. You just have to be able to be humble with the power though, because power corrupts everybody. And when you got the power to like hit that ban hammer and the shadow bans and or silence people, you seem like someone who would enjoy wielding that dominance over people. Just the vibes, bro. It is 0 to 0. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys see on your end? Oh no, there's one no. But yeah, I mean the only reason I did it earlier today was because of the Super Bowl. So I don't know. I guess it's just weird how the Super Bowl has become like a whole event thing. You can watch through Paramount Plus, which offers a free trial, or you can watch through services like Fubo TV, YouTube TV, Direct choices. I remember when you could just go to a website and stream it. That was enough. Like, what? I can't believe like you have to go through streaming platforms now to watch this crap. It's like you got to pay to watch the Super Bowl. This used to be just like on TV, man. You can listen to the Super Bowl radio too. who's performing at the Super Bowl. Usher is headlining the halftime performance. Pre-game performers are Reba McEntire, Post Malone, and Andrea Day, with their renditions of the national anthem, America the Beautiful, Lift Every Voice, and Sing, respectively. Yo, this is actually a question they wrote in this stupid article. Will Taylor Swift be at the Super Bowl? Who is Taylor Swift? Who? Girlfriend to Chiefs tight end Kelsey has a concert in Tokyo the day before the Super Bowl in Las Vegas. Why are they really pushing this relationship on everybody? Nobody cares. God. The Embassy of Japan released a statement on February 2nd saying the singer should comfortably arrive in Las Vegas before the Super Bowl begins. Who cares? Oh my God, this is why I hate the world. It's like, who cares about this stupid couple? One of them's Mr. Pfizer, and the other one used to be this Nashville sweetheart turned corrupt. I'm like, who cares? Even after taking in whatever, it's so stupid. Oh my God, who cares? All the Swifties, I guess, but whatever. You know what? Now I'm just sounding like a hater, but this stuff gets stupider and stupider every year. Am I the crazy one, or is the rest of the world crazy? That's what I'm thinking. It can't just be me, guys. I'm sure black ladies are over this stuff too. It's like, oh my God, why does everyone care about this one? Let's talk about Monique and all the tea she spilt. Man, the Shay Shay podcast is turning into something. Let's see. Watch live. Will it work? What? Cox, Spectrum, more providers. Psh, whatever. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know if you said anything the first time, bro. I think your comment must have been banned. All right. Polls ending soon. 1 no. Okay. I think I'm going to be ending the stream too. I think a lot of people are just going to be watching the Super Bowl, and the only reason I came on early, 2 hours. I think 2 hours is a good stream. I don't know if I have anything else. No, don't leave. No, Papa. Come on, man. You can't say that. You can't say that. Come on. Let's see. I don't care to watch it, honestly. If they're going to make it difficult to watch, like, it'd be cool to have in the background, but it's just like, you used to be able to just stream it on whatever. So dumb. Yeah, whatever. I think I'm going to end this, guys. I appreciate everyone who's been on, all of you on YouTube. Thank you for watching. More videos coming to YouTube soon. Just working on them. And yeah, enjoy the Super Bowl, I guess. Have a good night. I might I don't know. We'll see if I can do streams more frequently. But I like this once a week thing. Not too much, not too little. It was nice seeing you here, Kappa. DM me, bro, so I don't forget. I'll send you one of these wallets. And then if you want to partner on the e-commerce stuff, let me know. Or if you have any business ideas and you want to... I have plenty, but a lot of my ideas are too big to just be able to pull off in a short amount of time. The reason why I'm focusing on the wallet stuff is because this is something I could do within the next few months. The other ideas are like long-term projects, like probably 6 months to a year of constant, diligent effort to get it off the ground. Hey, from Brazil, how's it going? Brazil has one of the best Formula One tracks, guys, if you didn't know. But I'm about to head off. Thank you, everyone, for watching on YouTube and Twitch. Appreciate you guys. I'll see you guys. Oh my God. I wonder if there's a way I could turn off these like automatic camera features on Mac. It's kind of annoying. You like Brazil?